Come to this Sunday reaction, the morning reaction. Is it even morning? No, it's already afternoon. Welcome, and I hope you're fine. You must have come from church if you went like me. If you didn't go, well and good, maybe. Teresa. If you didn't go, well and good, maybe you have good reasons as to why you didn't attend, okay? So today is another blessed day God has brought before us, and we thank Him and praise. All right? So guys, whom are you going to stand for? Gintu, Arnesto, Ankomo, or Marwa? Obviously, Team Marwa will stand with Marwa. They'll say this guy Gintu is animostic. And why will they say that? Because Gintu came up with a statement, you hate me and I don't like you either. Okay? So they are trying to define their boundaries. And Arnesto of course have been having a war with this family on Daris for a long time possible. Recently we saw Murimi trying so much to make sure that he makes Arnesto offer land. Now in this video, I don't know why Arnesto was seeming like he's pretending to be crying when he was laughing at the same time. Guys, you people in Nyabohanze will not let us rest. You will not let us rest. And when we speak, then people come for us and say, why can't you mind your business? We can't mind our business until you leave this drama. So, we've just woken up. In fact, this video was dropped some 14 hours ago, only that I was already tired and asleep. But Gintu in the picture. And of course, both of them were recording each other, so none of them can say that you don't have the right to record, because if I don't have rights to record you, do you have rights to record me? I don't think so. Hey, guys, you will make us laugh. In our villages, none of our people currently can take you anywhere because you are recording them. Is it because people have not come up actively on YouTube content or what? But in Nyabohanze, people will be recording others and they're claiming that you don't have a right to record me. Marwa, if you are recording Gintu and Arnesto, did you have any right to tell Gintu that he cannot record you? Even if you ended in court, all of you are criminals recording each other without consent. Just because you want us to follow your drama, and of course you have made it. You have made it today. A lot of reactors, whether they are those so-called positive or negative, all of them will be camping in Nyabohanze because of your drama, okay? Thank you so much for always bringing this drama to us so that we keep now broadcasting it, okay? Some people say that without mentioning the Ondaris family, we will not eat. And of course, it's because of their drama, okay? So welcome. I hope you've taken your nice lunch, or you are preparing, or whatever it is. And I know for some people it's not actually lunchtime. It's either morning or evening. So have a nice moment as we flow down with this reaction. I welcome you to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos all the time, because why not? Okay? So it's Gintu got free content here. And I was like, what was he doing exactly to find himself in this spot? Because it has been a while. Hey, it has been a while since he showed us the baby. Of course, I was not able to watch him all that while till today, okay? Until I saw Mr. Marwa pointing a finger. You know, pointing one finger to Gintu while 6 or 5 are pointing at him. That is when I said, let me check and see this syndicate that they are talking about. Of course, yesterday, Marwa had pointed out how you can buy out people who are disturbing you because they are poor in mind. Their mindset is poor, their thoughts are poor, so you buy them out so that they find elsewhere to settle, okay? So let's come and see this drama and be objective as possible. If you think we have to blame all the three, please just blame all of them. Don't come here and begin to blame only Marwa or Gintu or Arnesto. Who is wrong in this situation? Let's see. Let us see. Huh?
Acha mchezo mura. Sasa Marwa, acha nikwambie. Acha nikwambie mura. Acha nikwambie. You hate me and I don't like you too. So mimi ndo nilikuwa naivuta. Hebu angalia, this is what his brother has said. So how am I the one? Am I the one? That incitement.
Guys, if people think that you stink, even when you buy the freshest aromatic flavor powder, or is it perfume from London, they'll still say you are stinking. Okay? If people always think that you are stinking, even if you bought the expensive perfume from whichever country, they'll still say you are stinking. Okay? So, Gintu has come around. I don't know whatever he was coming for. So, when Gintu came, he began to talk about, I don't know, the fight. But Marwa had to tell him he's the one who is inciting. Guys, do you think he has been inciting? I want to ask you, for those who have been following this YouTube content from Nyabohanze, what do you say? Lungaka, what are you asking? Whole body. Here we are not doing body shows. Unfortunately, we are simply doing reaction. If we wanted maybe whole body shows, we could do members only. You pay before you do it. Hey, people are asking for whole body videos. That one should be actually maybe members only. Exclusive packages, okay? All right. So, we are seeing Marwa and the rest of them somewhere else behind the fence. On the other side, we can see actually Arnesto and Gintu. Arnesto is calling, Gintu is calling Arnesto Chacha. I don't know if that is his other name. I don't know. But behind Marwa, it's Uncle Mo or Gunmo plus others who are witnessing, including a small baby. So, Gintu makes a very big mistake to spell clearly that you hate me, Marwa, and I don't like you also. So guys, so haters here is not just Gintu, Marwa is also a hater. Hey, Bambroski. So, Gintu now begins to exchange with him. I don't know why Arnesto was not talking and why Marwa had to run and call Arnesto and why he had to run and call Gintu an inciter. I don't know. Let's just see.
You hate me, Marwa, and I don't like you also. Fuck off, bro. Fuck off, man. Utumie mandugu wenyewe kupigana. Kupigana hapo una record. So wewe una record. Mimi na record.
Both of
them. Muro usini record. Maro. Usini record. Muro mimi nikwambie kitu moja. Usini record hivyo muro. Haya. Wewe Chacha. Twende Chacha.
So, according to Marwa, because he's a big YouTuber, you cannot record him anyhow. But for him, he can record you anyhow because you are small YouTubers and nobodies. Whoever came up with this theory, I thought that YouTube says that maybe you record people with consent. If they have a problem, don't do so. But for Marwa, if you are a big YouTuber, that's when you can stop people from recording you. But for the small YouTubers, you are free to record. Gintu on the other side, he is recording Marwa, but he's asking, who is recording? Hey, these people are very scheming and very funny. And when they see anything with to do with the fight, Tiza, unachafua kiti. Ona tu penye umekanyaga miguu imepaka hapo. Toka hapo. Enda unayo hiyo miguu, panguza miguu ing'are. Okay. Alright. So, uwezi kata hiyo, ni ya shule. Unakata hiyo kwa nini? Hiyo hapana. Nguo za nyumbani, si nguo za shule. Nguo za nyumbani zenye uvai labda zimekuwa fupi. Okay? Hata hiyo sweta ya flow yenye libaki ndani unaweza kata piece kidogo. Alright guys, I'm talking to the juniors here at the same time. Annabelle, what are you doing? Yeah? Vitu vya kukoroga alafu unasema unakunywa maji, mimi sikuamini. Maji chota kuja kunywa hapa. Unakoroga koroga vitu na unasema unakunywa maji. All right. So let's continue guys. Ninakupatia dakika 2 uko umetoka kitchen. Unless unaosha vyombo. Yeah, so when I look at this, I just find it funny. Guys, do you know the wars we have seen in Nyabohanze are so many that you can go back and even react on them? We saw last year Marwa fighting with this guy Mogesi. We saw another war. I don't know, it involved who. And then there came another war. Hey, I'm telling you, I don't want even to count. I don't want to. Because what is this that makes these people in Nyabohanze fight like a fight is just any other business? And they don't even worry about recording their fights because they know people will be going for that, you know? And foolishly, we as reactors, we of course go for it. Masha, Roblox, welcome. Yeah? So, why can the young people actually just work together in this village? The problem is they are competing against each other. And I think some of them, hello, I've already greeted you, Masha, Roblox. I hope you had a nice Valentine yesterday. And today is a Sabbath. I hope you are able to go to church and praise God for the week's benefits, or rather provision. Okay? Annabelle, toka kitchen. Najua waspendi kuongelea kitu mara.
Acha ufala. Madam, kuja ndio huyu kijana anataka kunipiga hapa. Anakupiga. Niko hapa kwa Arnesto, anataka kukimbia na pikipiki. Gintu the same guy. Beautiful people whatever you
are. My goodness. So, Marwa is actually calling somebody to come. And he's reporting that the guy wants to run away. And then, looking at Arnesto is now smiling. Yet he was crying the other moment. I'm like, what is this? Mr. Fruitmani says, the problem is greed for land from Marwa. I think you said Mura. Suhaibali, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on our platform. Masha Roblox has said, happy Sunday. Thank you. So, yeah, I understand. There is that greed for land. In fact, in the video that Marwa did the other day on Friday, when he posted, he was heard saying clearly that what he will do to that neighbor that has the poverty mindset, poverty mindset indeed. He said with the poverty mindset, what he's going to do is to buy him off. He gets money and buys him off. And I was like, do you mean that this guy will just sell to you land because you have money and he has poverty mindset? Do you know Marwa went to that land showing us how the maize of that guy was not even the size of his fingers? And I was like, okay, so you are so happy when your neighbors are not making it, so that now you can come out and brag, then you can tell us about their ills. Everybody has their ills, but your ills are too much, Marwa. Because in the first place, if you really think that this place has bad neighbors, why would you buy them off here alone? Why can't you go to another place, then we see whether you can survive? Go to another place and try this shenanigan and see whether you can survive. Not all people will allow you to do this. They'll chase you away. Even if you have money, they'll not allow it. Then why would you... Nataka kurarua nguo gani? Nimesema sweta yenye ilikuwa ya flow uko ndani. Ona yeye anataka kukata nguo nzuri. Look at this girl. The teachers also are really doing a lot of harm. Sending students for things that are not well explained. All right. Hiyo sweta iko huko kwa bedroom wewe. Na ungengoja nimalize video tufanya na wewe. Sitaki mambo yako yenye unafanya kama sini. Okay. This baby is distracting my video all along. So, of course, Marwa has this greed because he wants to own all the land and bring all the horses from South Africa and make them graze freely, and then he can build I don't know how many villas, then he can continue surviving. But that survival is making some people really hate him because they think or they look at him and think that this secession will not end today or tomorrow. Now, Marwa is not even ashamed to announce it. He keeps announcing it on channels clearly that he is after land. He is going to buy all of it. We've seen him going around the village granting a lot about land, saying that he wants enough land for the horses to graze, saying that he has to actually own the biggest land possible so that he can survive this kind of business. He can do breeding of horses and he can also have tourists coming to walk around large parks of land. God forbid. God forbid. Sometimes, I don't know why people really say what they say. Marwa claims that he doesn't have a poverty mindset, but he has that mindset also. Why does he keep begging on the YouTube streets? Because if he's not poor, why would he be coming here and telling people, I'm not rich, I don't have everything I want. When I come to ask you, it's because I need your help. I also have needs. Like, seriously? And then, at the same time, he believes it's only these village boys that have a problem. You know, sometimes you can have a problem, but you don't see it. You only see that problem in other people because they are blocking you. Now, Gintu, of course, is one of the people that has been so much decampaigning the issue of people selling land here. And therefore, now he is hated by Marwa. He knows it. He knows it. Huh? What is wrong with being ambitious? Ambition is not wrong. But when you are ambitious and you are destroying others, there is a problem with that. I don't have to use my ambition, for example, to succeed, to actually bring down others. You understand, Zach? That's what I'm saying. There is nothing wrong with being ambitious. But when you become over-ambitious and at the same time you are destroying others, there is a problem with that, a very big problem, okay? We have not stopped anybody from being ambitious. And again, if he's just ambitious and he wants to grow Africa, Africa is not just Nyabohanze, is it? Kenya itself is so big. Let him try and go there, then we see whether these things we are seeing in Nyabohanze can thrive there. You know? Can they thrive there? Can you go like to coast, buy land, then you begin to relocate people from there and also threaten them with the police? So you people in Nyabohanze, I understand this Zach seems to be the same Zach that survives in Nyabohanze. Do you like what happens around there? And do you think the blame is only on Marwa or Gintu or whoever it is? I think there is a problem here of culture and that greed and over-ambitiousness. It's not just being ambitious. Yeah? Being ambitious is okay. But when you are over-ambitious and you are doing it at the expense of others, it becomes a problem. Even the Greek people, the philosophers said, everything needs moderation. You have to moderate whatever you do. But when you do it with malicious intentions of actually narrowing others so that they thin and give space to you, that's not all right. It's not. It's just like when somebody goes to a situation and, for example, you see a job opportunity, some other person is having it, then you go to incite others so that you get that. Is that fair? It's not. And again, issue of land, as far as it is a willing buyer, willing seller, if you take advantage of people, then that is not an aspect of willingness, okay? And a ranch is supposed to be majorly owned where a community supports it. I've seen ranches, by the way. I've been in a coast a lot. For those of you who watch me, I've been in coast a lot and I've worked even in ranches. You know, there is also a ranch I know in Kitale. A ranch is supposed to be actually supported by the community, or else that is where you get to have challenges with your animals, whether it's cows or horses or whatever. Then you will blame the people, but at the same time, you have contributed equally towards your downfall because people are not going to support it, and therefore, that is where now the conflicts come from. You understand? Yeah. So, if a ranch has to come, let it come without us seeing these shenanigans and drama on YouTube. For heaven's sake. Yeah? And now I don't understand, because these two are arguing. None of them wants to be recorded, but at the same time, we got both of them having splashed something on their YouTube. So all of them have a problem. They have a mindset that is actually not right. They speak what they don't do. Because Gintu is saying, I'm not recording, but he's recording. Marwa is also saying, don't record me, but he's recording. Do we have anyone here who is actually free from guilt? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, because if they go to court, both of them, you've recorded each other and you are saying, you don't have a right to record me. The other one is saying also, you don't have a right to record me. Who has a right? If all of you have recorded each other and you have splashed it on the YouTube, that's why you are able to get it here. Normally, I just laugh at the shenanigans of Nyabohanze and think that they are playing with us. We, as the audience, they play us because they want us to see their drama and talk about it. But it seems they have just agreed to do some drama, to do some drama and throw around some claims and also spell some things that they want us to hear, so that we just keep maybe watching. So let's see also in Marwa's video, the same thing popped up. Because I've shown you Gintu's video, and I'm so sure Arnesto also might have also done the same. Just because they feel we have to keep watching these shenanigans, and we have to, of course, because we want to actually critique the big travel commander. We want to critique Gintu himself, who calls himself what? There is a name he calls himself here. For the kind of things they are doing in this village. No matter who each of them is, seriously, I don't see what is this that is driving them into the fight. Is it really ambition alone? I disagree. I don't think it's just a matter of ambition. It's just a matter of maybe what others are, some are overstepping, and some also are trying to fight for the same space, and in the process, they actually begin to clash. Okay? They begin to clash. So let me just check this here.
You see, these are those that live in my home.
Why today is personal.
And for sure
I'm seeing something here.
See, my uncle is around.
Let me check here.
These places you can pitch camp. In other words, you can have a home. East Africa. And not because I'm from here. I've traveled around the world, and I can tell you, for me, my most beautiful city that I loved the most was Cape Town, in the continent of Africa. Cape Town was very good. That is in massive cities. But there are places I've been, like in Mozambique, there's a place called Punto de Ouro. Falls are babies. Hey, but one of my hosts really sick. That breaks my heart. I need actually to call and know this.
I don't know. Why am I getting... I just wanted to see that particular part. There is a part in this. Zach is asking, what if they didn't post today? What if they didn't post today? So what are you saying? Because I want to understand your argument. What if they didn't post today? Yeah, of course, I'm asking also, what if they didn't post today? How does it concern me? Because there are so many things I would actually be talking about. Still in Nyabohanze, so many things. If they didn't post today, they post something controversial. Automatically, if you watch them, you know. Okay? If you watch them, you know. So you don't have to ask what if they didn't post today. Because what they are posting, the titles are also attracting us. And we see those fights and we're like, okay. So you people, you really enjoy to post to us about your fights. And your association will not end, and people will protect you and say it's ambition. Okay, continue being ambitious at the expense of others. It doesn't really seem to worry anybody, or some people are not worried about that. They are okay clapping about it, and as far as it's not concerning them personally. So they are really celebrating that, yeah, Marwa, you are so ambitious. Continue buying them off. Even the drunkards, as long as they are willing to sell, keep buying. That is what our friend here, Zach, is saying. And I'm like, okay, that is why the world even, we would not have to complain about our leaders then in the country, because that's exactly what they exhibit. what our president, for example, President Ruto exhibits is over ambitiousness. Then he begins even to buy people off from places, including where he's born. You buy them off, you place them somewhere else deep in the village, and then you say you have won it. And people should just celebrate and say it's because of ambition that the president has done it. He goes again to, I don't know, Taita Taveta, he does the same. He goes to Narok, he does the same, and we just celebrate and say it's ambition. So ambition has no problem. As long as you are thriving and others are thinning, it is not a problem. And of course, he comes and announces it earlier, then he does it. And as people cry later because either they were underquoted or whatever happened to them it doesn't matter. But if somebody else does it, then it becomes a problem. That's unfortunate anyway. The mindset of how we argue about things, I don't understand. Because even if Gintu starts doing this, you remember the time he faked with the wife about this thing, about, the fight. We talked about it because it's not right. It's not right to actually scam people the way he and Gati, the wife, did. It's not right. We don't have to justify it that he used brains to scheme on people and do what he did, and therefore we say that it's right. It's not. It's not. White is just a color, and we cannot change it to say this one is just gray, it's not white. You get it? So here we are.
Come back. Today it's one-on-one.
So, Gintu.
From this kind of the position, it's one-on-one line. Guys, we are here one-on-one to handle this kind of the matters, and understand what we're going to be coping up here. Somehow we need ibaki ya military moja tu. Sasa nataka kuendelea mwisho unatoa hapa nini? Unaleta mpaka hapa. In short mwambie akienda hivi akuvunjie kama ni hizo azivunje. Unaweza zivunja. Hizi. Inavunja inabaki rudisha nyuma. That's the one you wanted here?
No, I just want to reach here.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how to provide like one tires? They have to provide one tires.
Oh,
yeah.
2 meters by 2 meters.
2 meters by 2 meters.
Fantastic.
Nothing like providing and them don't provide.
So you're talking about your father provided the road?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright guys, so I saw in this video, Arnesto is pulling and sometimes deciding that the tractor, the caterpillar has to do the part of actually working against the post. And my question was, I thought if you want to actually move a boundary and create space, you just do it early so that you cannot destroy the wires, that is the barbed wire. You don't also destroy your, that is the wooden. But then I wonder, so I wonder why these people are actually doing what they are doing. Like, why would they first, you go order somebody who is farming to bring down the fences. Then, after that, you are pulling and pulling. I didn't understand that bit. Somebody should make me understand. Because I thought if he's providing one wheel, he should be aware of that. He should also have labor to remove these barbed wires himself or somebody else. Then he moves it and then creates space. Of course, we've been seeing this battle for a long time. And it is okay. I understand the reasoning. The fact that if you are providing roads, all of you should provide equally, which is a good argument. Personally, wherever I've bought land, actually, when I'm providing a space for a road, another neighbor should also do the same. Okay, which is a very good mutual agreement. I don't know why they don't just talk over this so that we don't see that on camera. Instead, we will see a conflict that will take a whole week on camera. before they then get into a fight. And each one of them will be saying, you want to beat me? Another one, you want to beat me? So who wants to beat another here? In this case now, who wants to beat another? Is it Marwa wants to beat Arnesto? Or Arnesto who wants to beat Marwa? Because we can see a fight. A fight is between two people. It's not one person's thing. So who wants to fight here? Who is fighting another? Because each of them is subjective. Saying, he wants to beat me, another one, he wants to beat me. So it becomes just a throw and pull and push. Throw and kick, you know. Anyway, so Gintu was overseeing here, Arnesto pulling and doing everything, and he's commenting. Of course, it is his video he's creating here because he's saying over land syndicate. Okay? For Marwa, he's just saying too personal. Okay? Too personal. So why was Gintu here in the first place?
Any proof that they saw that they can show that they have just bought this land. They have just
let me hear this.
They can come and claim it. Okay. Yeah, that is it. That is it.
So, but why is Murimo accessing his home?
Let me tell you. For now, I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Why?
Because
we have to talk about the brotherhood, isn't it?
Okay. If there is a brotherhood, you have to think even your small siblings. If you never think about them, why them think about you? Okay. Why can I think about him? So I'm just telling you that I'm just using this, and I'm going to destroy, and I'm going to leave only one tires. They have to provide. And I was just telling you these things, that they have to provide and I have to provide. And that is what it is just happening.
All right. So the argument by Arnesto is that each of them has to provide a piece of land, okay? Zach is coming with a comment. Let me read because I'm focusing more on what the fight is about. But he's diverting my attention, even though, let me read because why not? So Zach is saying, by the way, we should change our mindset. Do you know in Korea the only domestic animal is cattle? Of course it is all over the place, not just Korea. I've actually watched South Africa, Angola, Malawi, Sudan, and so many other places apart from South Africa, and not everybody. Horses are not a common person's business. Of course, you are saying, what if he comes with another idea of horses? I wouldn't actually be celebrating anything if somebody comes with a mindset of horses in my village, because in the first place, what I know about horses from the agriculture I've done, they are exorbitantly expensive. And instead of them providing, they are eating up. Look at this. If people are going to bring horses, then they'll bring chaos in a village in a manner that now people have to acquire very big land. How many people in Nyabohanze or Korea can acquire big portions of land? Maybe answer that, Zach, for you to say that this is a very good idea. Because remember, when I look at the Maasai, for example, Maasais are people who rear a lot of cattle. You get it? But of late, there is a lot of sensitization that is going on in Maasai land. Take about Narok and all those areas. They are trying to sensitize them that they reduce the number of cattle just to have enough cattle, but not too much. So that when you have the cattle, have those you can manage, and you don't go grabbing other people's land or destabilizing the safety of the neighbors because you have so many cattle. So that sensitization, by the way, find out it's going on in Narok and other Maasai community places, so that they learn that it's good to rear cattle, but not too many that will disrupt the peace of other neighbors and also create insufficiency of grass and other resources. So agriculture generally, as you do it, you don't have just to do it because you are bringing a new idea. You have to do it because it's beneficial. Now tell me, of course, maybe the horses have benefits in future, like that breeding he's been talking about. I've been following closely. And also the fact that maybe he's able now to bring that other animal. But then, if it is a plus, what is the harvest let's say people like Gintu, if they begin horses, Mayugno begin horses, let's say Masubo begins horses, Mayani, and this other guy, Village Echoes, we have the Rubies, we have Priska Sagati. If they start horses, Zach, let's think about it. Do you think that land will be available enough for those horses? So I don't think that horses is a plus to, you can really appreciate and jump up and down saying that that is a very good idea that was brought. If cattle was majorly a courier animal, they can add things like pigs, okay? Pigs are very beneficial, by the way, and they don't need a large space. They also eat variety of food. You can rear pigs in a very small portion of land. They can also add some things like sheep. They can add goats. They even the other birds that we are seeing, but make them productive in a manner that we are actually seeing they are bringing benefits and they are actually reducing expenses instead of increasing expenses. But when you look at horses, horses are only now taking a lot of space and at the same time creating conflicts because now, like, the owners want to have so big portions of land. Now, like you see currently, Marwa is distressed because he's struggling to acquire land every day. And therefore, he's having a lot of conflicts with his neighbors because every time he sees a piece of land, he wills to buy. The other day, he had a conflict with this guy who bought land that was supposed to be bought by, I don't know whether it is him or the sister, that is Nico Buddha. And he also had a problem with some other YouTubers. Why? Because of land. They are buying land that he thought he should buy. So to avoid a lot of such problems, why can't people in Nyabohanze have somebody bringing ideas such as horses, such as pigs, such as goats, such as sheep, animals that are easy to manage and they breed so fast, and you can actually sell wool, you can sell their remains as manure. At the same time, you will actually have a major production of milk, plus so many things in Nyabohanze. It doesn't have to be necessarily horses. Horses are very expensive and not many people in Nyabohanze can afford them. They cannot. Okay? They cannot. So since people cannot afford that, then it means that we can go for those other animals that other people can make it. Tommy, hello, what is your question? That question is very wrong. That question is quite wrong and suitable for me, okay? Yeah, Mr. Fruitmani says horses are the most useless animals. I may not say they are the most useless, but in the situation of Nyabohanze, we may consider them so because since they came, we have not seen any benefits. All we see is conflicts, problems. We don't have experts to deal with them. We don't have people to take care of them. Then now Marwa has begun to have that greed for land and has begun to fight a lot with these people.
Here. So saying that this kind of the road that you're talking about is bringing much of the chaotic things here. Yeah. Point number one that I'm listening to it is number one. Is like both people who are passing through here are from talk about your uncle and your father.
I respect my space
also.
also.
They agree until this kind of the road came to be in this kind of the position.
So for me, I cannot tell you anything about the agreement that they have until the time that they decided that all the place to pass. I'm going to provide the place to pass.
So like here. Like okay,
this way.
Okay, this is a way.
This is our way.
So how do you want it to be?
For me, what I just want is that they have to provide some one tires to pass. I have to provide one tire to pass. Not that I'm just going to provide everything in my side, because I'm not the one who bought the land. Okay, it's good the time that you buy the land, you have to buy. Okay, you have to be shown the way to pass through your land.
Exactly.
But what I know is that my father needs, or my father never sold a land, or never sold a way to pass through this side.
Okay. what I understand from this kind of the epilogue of understanding, it shows like when reaching to this kind of the position, because you are not the person who sold the land to the Mwangu. You are not the person who showed them like this is the road for you to pass, because it's passing through your way. Let me put this kind of because I wanted to understand how every kind of the assessmentation is getting to this kind of the way. Number one, how I've just got you is.
So this argument goes on and on and on, and I don't think it's ending today or tomorrow, because the conflict seems to have actually been ballooned for no apparent reason. Because if these people came to agree, everybody would be at peace. They would actually come out with a solution on the road without necessarily having to argue as they are. Okay? Amaka? Oh, sawa. Maji ama ndizi iko hapo na mchele. We nao nitumia akili bwana. Si ndizi na mchele ndio iko kwa sufuria. All right, guys. So, Lugagakasa has come back with hello. But to me, your question is quite misplaced. Quite misplaced, because on this channel, I don't answer anything to do with the people's gender or sexuality. So you would rather direct those questions elsewhere. And of course, if you have been watching my channel, you know exactly what I'm here for. Okay? Yeah, so when you see the conflicts brewing, the conflicts that are brewing so much in Nyabohanze, you actually wish that these people would resolve their problems and not balloon them as they are doing. Because I think this issue of the road, provision of the road in this place was quite funny, okay? Yeah, was quite a funny aspect that has been ballooned for so long. I think it has taken almost 3 weeks. And I don't know why they are not solving it. Zach still has come. Let's think out of the box. There is no box here. Nyabohanze is the box itself. Now, Nyabohanze is my neighborhood village, okay? Horse farming is also done in zero grazing. Akuna. You cannot do horse farming in zero grazing, Zach. Look at the ranches. Of course, what is done, the specific solutions where they eat from is a kind of zero rated. But is that what Marwa is doing? No. In his videos, I think you should listen if you pay attention keenly with a critical thought. He has been walking around saying that what he needs is a bigger portion of land where his horses will have a free range grazing. And that in itself spells volumes. It says that he doesn't want that zero grazing that you are talking about. Maybe unless you go have a discussion with him, now that at least you have an advantage of just jumping or walking or maybe driving a short distance and going there, you can actually talk to them and find out. But he has been talking and saying that zero grazing is not the best. It creates a lot of fungal attacks for the horses when they stay in one place for long. So, Zach is saying he brings the horses and markets. That business is very challenging for Kenyans. Let me tell you the truth. Even the rich people in Kenya, how many want horses? I've known some rich people in Kenya who are just into ranch business, but the ranch business, they are doing goats, they are doing cows, because they are so lucrative. Within a short period, you've bought, you've sold. Horses will only be bought by people, specific people. Remember, the idea of horses was not brought to Marwa by himself. If you find the history of horses with Marwa, he learned this aspect, or rather he was actually encouraged by Rosho. He was not specifically, if he lived without Rosho, he would never have thought of horses. So after Rosho announcing that she loves horses, he began to bring them around. And then with the time, he says he likes them now, okay? So it was not an aspect that he was actually farming them for market purposes. At first, it was brought to actually make Rosho happy. And then with time, that's when he began talking about breeding and all this. And to assure you, if you people in Nyabohanze are going to switch your gears from cattle to horses And I've looked around, I've seen most of you have very small pieces of land. Most of you have two, maybe apart from the foreigners who are coming and grabbing, or rather buying from, as you are saying, willing buyer, willing seller, buying 2 acres. And 2 acres are not enough for your home, plus cattle, plus chicken, plus goats, plus whatever. And then you add horses. Then horses have their own complexities. If you have actually observed the challenges Marwa has gone through, and you just walk out of the box. All right, now at least I can't see the charts as much. I'll be checking on the computer. But anyway, it is what it is. What am I saying? In my own thought, and also outside the box, I am also looking at the disadvantages of those horses. What the horses are bringing is making a lot of personal conflicts for nothing. Of course, Gintu has stated clearly that Marwa hates him and he doesn't like him either, okay? So it's clear that there is a battle and Gintu. So maybe the aspect of Arnesto or any other person is just a by the way, but the major conflict, Marwa, Gintu. That's another level of problems. But anyway, Nyabohanze people. So from what I'm learning from Zach, it's like most of you like ambition. Your ambition should block others from growth. You cannot advise another person that don't sell your piece of land. What you can do is to make sure that you convince them to sell to you. As long as they become willing buyers, that is what is important. And you get to see that they are becoming trouble according to the quotation, the thought, then you easily buy them off. That's what I saw in one of the videos Marwa did. I think I should be looking for it because it's just related to this one. You should buy them off, which a mindset which is not easy. In our village, if you have an enemy, let me say that, if your neighbor is your enemy, they'll never sell land to you. They'll never. So if you think that maybe you can actually buy them off, you'll never. They'll remain there forever, however much you try. And again, in some areas, I've just seen people are so informed about land matters. And they use survey people to sell or buy. They don't just use a chief. Chiefs only come as witnesses. But here in Nyabohanze, a very funny village, people buy land carelessly, and that's why the conflicts are just too many. Because I'm looking at Arnesto as he complains, I'm saying, your father made a very big mistake. And that is why many people now believe that in Nyabohanze, you can simply go to a willing buyer, even if they are drunk, even if they are insane. You can go to them, bargain with them and buy land, and the chief signs, and that's enough. You don't have even to go to survey. You don't have even to go to the lands office, which is very unfortunate. And that is why, the problem with the society, the moment you are doing grabbing or rather buying from willing buyers, as people are saying, but you are underrating the land, and also when you buy land until people become squatters, the problem is you will never save yourself from problems. That poverty mindset that Maro is complaining about is his own making to some level. As you draw your ambition or grow your ambition, grow it beyond the borders. He could actually buy land in Kuria, he buys another in Nyanza, he buys another in Kisi, because he is a broad person, a whole international traveler. You don't have to buy all your land in Nyabohanze. In fact, I am very sure that if he bought his ranch elsewhere, several acres, because there are areas you can buy even 10 acres, he could actually save himself from this misery. He would be able to have new neighborhoods. He just put a fence and stays, and no one will ever step in his farm because they know he's a foreign, he's bought it, he has money. But if he keeps doing it in Nyabohanze, where people know him, the issues will never be over. I'm just giving my mind. Some people will say that people don't have to run away, but let me go to this video and just tell you, if this neighbor, someone will go to them and show them this video, do you think they'll ever be at peace with Marwa? This one, I think it's this video where he was showing us and laughing at the neighbors millets. Is it this? Yeah, I think it's this.
He's the one who is farming skuma wheat here. So I keep challenging my people there. Like, look, we only have one neighbor, and this one neighbor is able to CD. And for us here, okay,
For us here, we live in the river. You know, when you live in the river, you are supposed not to lack any food because there is plenty of water all around. So, but I'm happy to see they have left a road here. I'm happy to see that, because if they don't leave this road, how will they go to their lands? I'm happy to see they have left a road here. This road should run all the way to the river, crosses there, meets another big one. Okay. So I'm seeing Dorina. She's the one actually who collected the sand from the other side. But how are you? Hi. I see. Yeah. So Dorina has a very small piece here. Very small. This one here. I think she was gifted by the brother. Excuse me. I don't know if it's gifted or bought. I don't want to go into that because I never participated in. So I'm going to see what these guys are doing. I'm seeing they're YouTubers actually. Those YouTubers who have been working here. So this is Dorina's land. It's very tight. But she can start life with that. I see they are getting... This is Naliako. Naliako is really...
Okay, I don't want to go to Naliako. I already did an analysis on that, but I was just looking at that part of complaints over neighborhood. And of course, in one of the parts, you can hear clearly Marwa saying that the YouTubers here, some of them have very tiny land. So on Zach's idea, I can't see your chart, but I'm just coming back to that. Do you think Dorina can raise her horse zero grazing? Anyway, it's just a posing. I'm just posing a question. Do you think Gitriba can actually raise horses in her tiny land? And even Dimwango in her portion of land, it was not too big also, right? Ruby also, I saw her land, and Priska Sagati. And who else? I've not been able to see clearly Masubo's piece of land and all that. Chris, but maybe they have bigger portions. But do you think if every neighbor now in Nyabohanze raises a horse, will that be very healthy for them? I don't know. I'm just posing questions. Don't you think that's when more conflicts will arise actually? I'm seeing Zach saying that if he brings this idea, then people take it. But remember, YouTube came, it's not a bad idea. It came and it has brought a lot of conflict. So what about horses? If they come and people begin taking, like Gintu has, Masubo has, Zach has, somebody else has, don't you think there'll be more problems than ever? People will actually be tearing each other more than now, okay? People will be tearing each other more than now. They'll be competing for that portion of land. Whoever has more money will grab more, blocking each other and all that. I think it's unhealthy actually. And if anything, someone else should focus on horses, while another one maybe is doing pigs, another one doing goats, another one sheep. For diversity also, we can't all of us move to same thing. I wouldn't actually also think of that. It's not healthy in any way. It brings unhealthy competition, rivalry that is unnecessary. And this battle that is going on, I don't know how soon it will end, but in this video, I'm just trying to see where Marwa had been talking about the neighbor and suggested that you just buy them off. I'm trying to look at this. Where is this?
I feel like buying some paraffin and just pouring a little bit here. Then from there, we need someone to come manually. Just here, clear all this to communicate. Let me take you around to see not only Sukuma Wiki, Because if they don't leave this road, how will they go to their lands? I'm happy to see Daisy doesn't lack of respect, but as long as it's not like, you see, like for example this one here, the neighbor has
I think
planted
it's
very nice
some other video. I'm using a
let me
different
take
video.
you
There's
out.
this video about the poverty mindset. Where is this? Let me just check once more. This 2% is not having what I want. But we are almost finishing, almost 3 minutes to finishing. The language of the poor, I think it was that video.
We have to live. That means every day we wake up and toil, and then we build something we call wealth, because we believe with this wealth our future is great, which you may wake up tomorrow and you are no longer there. But again, you give yourself hope through your kids. You say, you know what, I have kids, they depend on me. So you keep pushing through your kids. You tell yourself, let me work hard, because my son is growing. You'll have some place to start from. And that is what is going on. So then you have neighbors, they also want part of your land. You want to defend, you want to fence, so that you don't have conflict with people. And then that is what they call life, friend. That is what they call life. So this area here has termites, serious termites. So if they are not careful on what to do, it can mess this entire fence right here.
The global AI market is projected to reach
The global AI
$1,770
market,
billion
too much
by
advancement on this.
So there can be a road in between the two. And then this neighbor here comes and farms all the way. Look, all the way. This is crazy, my friend. Hey, what is this plan? Or he's trying to measure with the other one. People never get satisfied. Getting satisfied is a problem. People don't know how to deal with it. See a rich man there drinking soda. YouTube has helped one become rich.
Soda becomes something to measure riches in Nyabohanze, seriously. A rich man there, is that Arnesto or who is that? A rich man taking soda. Hey, Nyabohanze reloaded. So people call each other rich. One is rich, another one is rich, another one calls themselves poor. But who is rich, who is poor in this village anyway? Okay, so Marwa actually came out to really talk a lot about this neighbor and the title itself, The Language of the Poor. And the language of the poor, he even went to this neighbor's farm and showed us that he has not harvested, but his maize is so small, malnourished, not productive because of his mindset. Hey, and he's talking about satisfaction, by the way. That's why Zaka was asking you, do you think ambition can reach an end? Ambition can reach an end, but over-ambitiousness can never allow you to. You will get and get and get and you'll never be satisfied. That's exactly what has exhibited out of Marwa. Marwa is getting, but he's never satisfied. He gets this, he wants the next. He gets this, he wants the next. So is this being ambitious or over-ambitious? And at the same time, he cannot go talk to the neighbors one-on-one. He uses camera to do so. So I don't think this is the best way to actually resolve. If there is conflict, it's not the best way. But his horses go about and damage people's places, passes places, they complain, you know. And then when anything happens to them, he comes around and says he doesn't trust that there was a natural process that happened. Okay?
Very, very crazy. Sometimes, I don't know, say this on video, but such people, what you do is you buy their property out and they live. And even me, he's been bringing problems already. But I told him if he pushes me, I'll call police. Yeah, because
the police in Nyabohanze, they solve civil matters a lot, you know, because matters of land are supposed to be solved by land people, not actually the police. Marwa is so informed. He should be aware that when you are sorting land problems, use the land people. We have people who deal with land, and that is not a police case. The police, in fact, you remember the time Brenda Irumbi had problems with this guy, the guy who sold him land. And when he brought the police, they told him the best people to deal with are lands people, not actually the police, because police don't settle matters of land. That's what I know, at least. So if land is bringing a problem, the people who should sort it out are the lands people. They come survey, then they always instruct people to fence their portions so that we don't have major conflicts going forward. And in fact, someone like Marwa can just put on the walls. He can put on the walls because the money is there. The people on YouTube are fully aware of his presence and his survival, and they support it fully. So in this video, I think
guys, I'm here in the bush building the dream.
he came about to show us that the neighbor's mindset has made him not to even harvest good maize. Okay.
You can see our
I don't know whether it was here. I can't get it
We
again.
want to paint them and then fence. So
I don't know whether
the
it was
person
here.
to come and collect it.
Yeah, it was here.
Look. You see? And look, this is all his harvest. Look. Look. Look, nothing. Look. Look. I told you, you cannot have this type of mentality and succeed. This one, take it to the bank. Look what he's harvesting. A whole season. This. Even my finger is taller than his maize. That is my finger holding his maize. Literally taller. This is called the language of the poor.
So Marwa, you normally say in most of your videos you also are poor. Did you actually experience this kind of harvest? And do you think it was because of a mindset? In my thought, I just believe anyone can make it. Anyone can harvest pamperly. I've seen people who are so mean and kind of very malicious, but they still make pamper harvest. As long as they actually weed their land, they give fertilizer to their crops, they'll have to harvest. So we cannot justify the fact that if someone has a certain mindset, then they'll not harvest. The simple thing here is maybe he's negligent about farming, he doesn't have the right knowledge about farming, or he didn't care about farming. But then coming out in a video to justify that because this neighbor has this mindset, he's digging the land, I don't know, he's having conflicts. How many conflicts have we seen Devi having with people, but then he's making it? How many conflicts have we seen Devi Jr. having with people, or Dimwango, or even that Max One, or even Marwa himself? How many? But they still make it. They don't stop harvesting because they have whichever mindset you think. But sometimes when you have hatred towards someone, you just think that they cannot make it. And however, today while attending church, what I learned is that we human beings, if we have issues with other people, our issues will not stop those people from making it. You get it? And even their mindset will not stop them from making it. As long as God decides that they'll have it, this time they'll have it. And farming is very seasonal and dynamic. You can have today, tomorrow you miss. Maro himself has had a lot of issues with workers. If he's so good, why did he have problems with Musavi? Then immediately Matata, immediately, I don't know, Funny the what? There is this other guy that has relocated from Nyabohanze. So many people who have been in his home have not been able to stay there for more than 5 years in peace. So if he really is a good person, why also is he also experiencing some challenges? We've seen him having problems with horses, having problems with, I don't know, the solar panels falling off. He has had problems also. Rosho currently is not in, and she is now telling us in a message that she has got his own man wherever she is. And all those problems, he has also had his own kind of pinch of problems. So we cannot actually use one theory to argue that someone is not making it because of mindset. If you think you can help, instead of parading on camera, you would rather help that person be better then. Or if you can't help that, just keep off. That's the best. But then Marwa came out and did this in a video, and I thought that, I don't think this is wisdom in itself.
Muda, waambie kuna trakta inalima huko, kama ng'ombe zetu wamefungwa huko watolewe. You see, that's why even he doesn't harvest maize. Can you imagine? He hasn't harvested. Look. You see? And look. This is all his harvest. Look. 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 Nothing. Look. Look. I told you. You cannot have this type of mentality and succeed.
Now let's analyze this. If this is Marwa's land, could he allow someone to walk in and begin touching every maize and say, look, 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 look how tall or how short it is? I think it's unfortunate because I've been into farming a little bit, not so much. And what I know, harvest vary. You may harvest so well this year, next year you don't harvest. And again, if someone doesn't harvest, one theory cannot add up to explain why they never harvested. So that you go to their farm and begin showing on camera that the language of the poor has made them not to harvest. How many people have we seen, by the way? I've seen people who are so malicious. You can literally call them witches, but they harvest so well. They do a lot of atrocities, but still harvest well. For those of you who come from villages, you can agree with this. We are not talking of that extreme success, but we are just talking about the normals, having chicken, having your crops producing, having your fruit trees producing. That has nothing to do with mindset. I don't think so. It just has to do with your agricultural mechanics and such things. Anyway, let me look at the comments just before I finish, because I'm coming to the end of this so that I can create another video, political reaction, guys. But then it is fights after fights in Nyabohanze. I don't know how we'll help these people, but we've talked about it and I don't think it helps. Maybe another mechanism should be devised to help these people sort their problems, because they are just too much. Yeah, too much. Okay. Let me just check on the comments, because when the phone turns, sometimes, especially when the bundles are over, you cannot again see the comments. Let me just see the comments here. No, not much. Oh, Zach said, I'm from Kehencha, Kuria, Tan, tuko nyuma development wise, vijana wote wako boda. Zach, you are lying. Nyabohanze nyinyi mko nyuma na watu mmejulikana the whole world. In Nyabohanze, of course, you are leading currently, because I can see a lot of people constructing houses left and right. And instead of border, I think you people normally say that Marwa brought YouTube, so many of you are doing YouTube. And then some are going abroad, I can see, even ladies. Lands ziko unproductive. But then Marwa is not saying that land is unproductive, he's saying it's because of the poor man's language. That's why they are not producing good maize. So you have another theory here. Thank you for sharing. Vijana acheni boda tufanya agribiz and other productive stuff. Yeah, but agribusiness, Zach, I can assure you, if you are in Kehancha, you are close to Nyabohanze, don't go for horses. Because you buy one horse, you don't have even how to take care of it, it will be dead tomorrow. If it breaks its leg, you cannot again resolve. You better decide to go into chicken or birds generally. You can raise geese, you can raise turkeys, another one can raise goats, another one sheep, another one pigs. And pigs have a large selling. So many companies want to buy pigs as long as you're consistently producing them. So Actually, Zach, you can encourage your people to do farming in other animals, not necessarily horses, because I don't think horses will be productive if you are struggling. And it will create a lot of problems about land, more than what you've seen between Gintu, Arnesto, and this guy Marwa. But anyway, let's hope that the fights stop, because this is just too much. And most of the fights are about road. Then we hear about incitement, we hear about grabbing, we hear about buying at a lower price than expected. So I think genuine businesses should also be done in Nyabohanze, because with these informed people like Gintu, like Marwa, like Devi Jr., why would you underquote somebody's land when you know the value of land? And again, at the end of the day, you know that it might bring problems if you underquote. So you people, you should be wise enough so that if there is business you are doing, let it be genuine business that will not bring a lot of issues amongst you. So thank you so much for sharing, those who contributed, especially today. Zach has been very active. We had Fruit Money also. And who else? Basically, the rest did just speak once or twice and disappear. But thank you so much for everything. Tommy was here but seemed to be here for a different business and left. But I can actually assure you that this is not a channel for asking matters to do with gender. Suhaya also was here. Mash, Roblox, Lungak also was here. And so thank you so much for all those who showed around. And our discussion has just been general, trying so much to think about why these people are fighting. Not really making intentions to critique, maybe at personal level, but then we added also other areas where we had to check. And bye-bye for now, because I have to do another political reaction before I can do some other stuff. Thank you.